Hello, and thank you very much for joining me on The Dentist Show. I am honoured to be sitting next to Dr. Papa Kwesi Nduom, and I'm sure most of you know him. But for me, I want to start from the beginning. You know, you're very successful. You're somebody who I see as an inspiration to a lot of young people. Over 40 companies. For me, that is a great entrepreneur. Before we talk about the businesses, the outstanding work that you're doing, I want to find out about the young Dr. Kwesi Nduom, how you started, where you were born, how you were raised.
I'm an Elmina boy.
Okay.
So everybody knows that I was born in Elmina, in the central region. That's where I grew up. That's where I went to school, for the Catholic boys' school. My father happened to have been the head teacher there. And my mother was on the other side, the Catholic girls' school, was a teacher there. So I grew up in the Catholic surroundings, an education, home. So I didn't have any choice but to study, and also to stay away from things that took me away from studying.
So how many brothers and sisters do you have?
Altogether, there were 8 of us. My parents like to say that 8 of us survived. There were 10 children, if you will, overall, but 8 out of the 10 that grew up. And so 6 sisters, 1 brother.
Growing up, do you think that routine for family is really important?
You know, faith and family, you know, they're for me inseparable, but they're also basic prerequisites for a good life. Faith teaches you right from wrong. Family, you know you are grounded, and you know where you're from, and you know where you run to in any circumstance, good or bad. So those two, you know, no one had to teach me that I had to stick to my wife, because my grandparents, that's what they did. And so we knew growing up, we knew all the cousins and uncles and aunties, and they did things together. So they passed it on to our parents, and our parents passed it on to us, and that's what we know, and we know it works.
Because touching on that, I've noticed that everywhere that you do go, your wife goes with you. Do you feel that it's because of the way you were brought up that you think, you know, your wife has to be with you, or is she your business partner?
The business side just happened. Okay, but you know, there was my own, let's say, blood family. But I also had the opportunity to live in the States 1 year of high school. And I lived with a family. And that 1 year experience added to what I knew about family from back home. Because for the first time, I had father, mother, and children together every day having dinner. And everybody sitting around the table, which didn't happen back home. And then when dinner is over, everybody helps wash dishes, do everything, and having it be a routine. And both parents there worked, and so everybody helped. So that also taught me another aspect of family life, and it has stuck with me, because they were happy, they did things together, and it just worked. And so I fell into that, and it was great. So what I knew from back home, what I picked up from that 1 year, it's just become normal. And I can tell everybody that it works, and it is very helpful. And so we have done that. So when I started working, and I had opportunity to travel to different parts of the world to do consulting work. Well, what I would do is, I'm in Dallas, and so my work ends on Friday. So why don't I ask my wife to fly over Friday night, and we spend the weekend, and she goes back on Sunday. And so we'll do that every now and then. And before you know it, she knows everywhere I know. So when I'm going anywhere, she knows where I'm going. and she knows what I do.
Okay.
And it brings peace of mind.
Okay.
And peace of mind, you're able
It's
to
very
concentrate
important.
to get things done.
Okay.
And you know women, I know women.
Yeah.
And when they are happy, you are happy.
Yeah. So is she still part of the business? Is she part of the whole Groupe Nduom?
She's not just a part of it.
Mhm.
She's a partner.
Partner, okay.
And she does her part of so many people come to our hotel and they compliment me and they say, oh, no, the hotel, that's hers.
Okay.
She runs the hotel.
Okay.
And she runs other things.
Okay.
And so she knows what to do.
Okay.
She also is the one who takes care of the training and not just the human resource, but the performance
Okay.
aspect of a lot of the things that we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I always tell people that it's a 1-2 punch. If I miss you, she gets you.
It's very true. And I guess it's nice to see. It's nice to be able to share your success with your family, especially your wife, who obviously has been with you, 100% backing you. And so I want to go back into how you decided, why you decided to go to America to study.
Well, I didn't originally decide.
Okay.
It's something that happened.
Okay.
I was at St. Augustine's Form 4. One day there were notices that said that you can write an essay, and if your essay is picked, you go to America.
Oh.
And at St. Augustine's at that time, young people, we knew Brothers of the Holy Cross, they came from the States, Peace Corps people, they came from the States. So there was all sorts of things about the US. So we all sat there and wrote essays.
Okay.
So I did mine, and then somehow mine got picked from St. Augustine's
Okay.
and entered into the national competition. And one day I got a call that said, you're supposed to go to Accra and attend an interview.
Okay.
And so they put me in a car and I went, did the interview, came back. And one day a letter came and said, you've been chosen
Wow.
to spend 1 year in high school in the US with this family. And so I ended up.
Was that when?
It was called the
University.
American Field Service to
Okay.
spend 1 year in my senior year in high school.
Okay.
So so I spent my what would have been Form 5
Okay.
in senior as a 12th grade student in Minnesota in the U.S. So that's what I did, and that's how I went to the States for the first time
Okay.
and lived with the family.
Okay.
But after the 1 year, I went back to Ghana
Okay.
and went back to St. Augustine's and to sixth form.
Okay.
And so I had an interesting time taking the Form 5 exam at lower 6.
Wow.
And then the following year, taking the A level. Because I was told that you couldn't go to university without an O-level certificate, even though I had the high school diploma.
Yeah.
So I did that.
Okay.
So that was the first time. So it was after A level,
Yeah.
then I went back, and this
Okay.
time on my own.
Okay. Is that where you did your 2 degrees?
Yes, when I went back,
Okay.
Going back was not as easy the second time.
Okay.
Because I went on my own, had to find some monies here and there to go, because my parents couldn't pay
Okay.
for me to go. So I got some help just to go.
Okay.
But then when I got there,
And why did you want to go? Was it you wanted to go and study, or you wanted to go to work?
I wanted to go and study.
Okay.
I caught the U.S. bug. I love the family life.
Yeah.
I liked what I see
Yeah.
when I was there.
Yeah.
And it just was an uplifting experience. And so I came back and I had to do battle with my father, okay? Because my his dream was for his son to go to Legon,
Oh wow.
the University of Ghana.
Okay.
And so I had to apply. And I'll tell you,
Anyway, you
I had to apply.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what I did. I didn't want to go so badly that when they said, go and take a picture to put on the application, I made sure that I combed my hair a certain way and put on cloth to take the picture so that somebody would look at me and say, this guy, he shouldn't come to Legon. Unfortunately, they picked me. So I had to do battle with my father. He said, you have to go here. And I said, no, I have to go there. Yeah. So somehow, I got a ticket and I went. Okay. And, every now and then I wish that I had gone to Legon instead, really? Because I was on my own and I had to pay the fees and I didn't have the money. Yeah. So I had to work. So I had to work at night and then go to school during the day and fight to get things done. It was difficult, but that's where I wanted to be. Yeah. Okay, and so that's what I did. Okay. So I went. So I didn't go straight to the University of Wisconsin. Okay. I had to go to an area technical college, then go to another university, and then finally ended up at the University of Wisconsin, which is where I got all my degrees from.
Okay. So what did you study when you were there?
I wanted to study medicine.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So that's what I started off doing. Okay. And then I got time to take the entrance examination to go to medical school, which I did take. You took it? And then they told me how long it would take to do medical school. 7 years? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That you do the 4 years, and then you do another 4 years, and then also for other things. And I didn't have the money, so I had to do a quick switch to decide to do economics instead. So I luckily enough, I had done economics in sixth form. Okay. They gave me some credits for it. I took some economics and some mathematics and some other things as electives. Okay. So that served me well. Okay. So I just had to do 1 year, and I could graduate with an economics degree. Okay. So I did that switch very quickly, and I'm happy I did. Okay. And so it worked out. Okay. And then I went further to do the master's degree in management. Okay. Before later on, I went to do the doctorate degree.
We're going to go for a commercial break, and then we'll be back soon. See you later. With over 1.2 billion people, Africa is a large continent with a rapid economic growth, full of investment and business opportunities. It hosts numerous opportunities for entrepreneurs, businesses, and individuals. As Africa marches towards a better economic future, how do you become part of it? Who can you safely speak to? Where do you start? Think no further. Ordana connects. We have identified the challenges people face in getting the right people and discovering the right opportunities in Africa. Ordana Connects will be the platform where people and businesses seeking opportunities in Africa meet and connect like never before. Ordana Connect. Join our waitlist for early access this summer at www.ordanaconnect.com. Gouba Card welcomes you to the land of gold, Ghana. The Gouba Card is a unique loyalty card which gives you the opportunity to enjoy discounts of up to 40% on goods and services. You enjoy discounts of the best of hotels, amazing restaurants, beauty lounges, spas, health centers, fashion houses and shopping centers in Ghana. The Gouba Card can also be used as a prepaid Visa card with Access Bank, our partners, offering you conveniences on all payment platforms. Applications is safe, secure and valuable. Call us or WhatsApp us on 0245 156 705. Visit www.goubadiaspora.com. Gouba Card, the best discount card.
Imperial Homes Ghana and Great Britain has carved a niche for itself within the real estate industry as the premier provider of luxury homes in Ghana and England, with a mission to provide safe, good value, modern housing and personalized estate management services to its clients and customers. All our homes meet the Lifetime Home Standard, as well as the highest standards of engineering excellence, safety, environmental sustainability, and cost efficiency. Imperial Homes, a signature of luxury.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. I'm still joined by Dr. Kwesi Nduom. You know, you mentioned about this American bug that you had. You wanted to go and study in the USA. A lot of Ghanaians have the bug. They've moved to the UK, they've moved to the US, but they're finding it very hard to move back home to Ghana. What advice would you give to people who are thinking of moving back home, but are struggling because they have this bug?
I always wanted to go back to Ghana.
Okay.
So my intent was never to stay.
Okay.
It was to acquire enough education, and then when that was done, I wanted to get some skill.
Okay.
And I wanted a little bit of money to take back with me.
Okay.
So I could show you even today the notes that I made and how much money I was calculating on a regular basis that I needed in order to go back.
Okay.
So I was always preparing and trying to figure out what is it that I could do. And then while I was there, even while I was studying, I was looking for what is it that you could do back in Ghana that you could make some money from, or you could sell or whatever. I lost a lot of money that way.
Did you?
And I realized that, look, no one can take care of your things better than you.
can, yeah.
And so anybody that you sent anything to in Ghana, they had better use for your money than you.
Yeah.
Because there was always a reason for somebody to divert, the money for something else.
Yep.
So I realized that if I was going to do anything, I had to be there myself.
Yourself.
Okay, and take care of it. So what I tell people is you have to plan.
Okay.
You can't just get up one day and say, I'm going to Ghana.
Okay.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Ghana is different from the UK. It's different from the US.
Yeah.
It's just like if you want to go to the States or the UK or whatever, you plan. You figure your strategy, how you're going to get there, what you might want to do when you get there. So it's another transition.
Yeah.
And it's not the same Ghana that you left, that you'll go and meet. Different people, a different world.
Because obviously the president is now talking about the diaspora and drive, trying to bring people back from outside abroad back home to Ghana. How important or significant for the people in diaspora to come back home?
Forever, diasporan Ghanaians have gone back home. And they have also gone to lead. Many people don't think about that. Where did Kwame Nkrumah come from? Where did Kojo Botio come from? Where did Buzia come from? They all went somewhere.
That's true.
If you look at today in Ghana, in the financial world in Ghana, many of us playing in that arena. Where were we?
Okay.
So it's diasporan Ghanaians, whether it's politics, it's business, and whatever. They're the ones who have brought new ideas, who have told people that where you are is not good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we must change. So the diasporan world is an important world to Ghana, but we don't put it in the proper context.
Okay.
But because there are always the noisy people who come from wherever it is, and they come and make the noise and they go away.
Yeah.
But if you knew where they live, wherever they come from, you wouldn't worry about them. Okay, but there's always also the sincere diasporas who have something to contribute.
Yes.
We must cultivate in whatever way possible.
Well, we're going to go back to the USA. So, by the age of 30, you joined a global accountancy firm, right?
Deloitte, yes.
Deloitte. How was that working with such a big global company?
Deloitte has been a big part of my life.
Yeah.
I'm still a Deloitte person.
Wow.
And no matter what, they made me a professional person.
Okay.
They gave me the right kind of training. They
Yeah.
gave me opportunities. I learned how to deal with computers there, how to deal with people there, travel around the world, work for big corporations as my clients. And, you know, it's also Deloitte that nurtured my entrepreneurial skills,
Okay.
because I became a partner with Deloitte.
Yeah.
And as a partner with Deloitte, you have to run your own book of business. So you have to go and sell, cultivate relationships
Yeah.
with customers. And then as you go around the world, yes, you have the knowledge, you have something to sell to them to solve whatever problem or issue the company has. And so as I traveled, particularly around Africa, I got to know the difficulties, the problems, but then the opportunities. Okay, and I said, well, I can solve this. I can do this. I can do that. And I was doing it for big companies, Elf Oil in Nigeria, Texaco in Cote d'Ivoire, and Ashanti Goldfields in Ghana, and so on and so forth, or the Zimbabwe Social Security. And so I said, well, you know, somewhere in here is an opportunity to prove that I can do this hands-on, not just as a consultant, not just as part of an accounting firm. So it is Deloitte first gave me the professional training background, opportunity to gain some credibility, and then also helped me to determine that, yes, I can sell.
How did you become a partner? Because out of 800 people, I think only 5 black people got the opportunity.
It's a question that every now and then these days I try to go back and think through, because it wasn't anything I thought about. But when I got there, I realized that the 5 blacks, okay, I came from Africa, 1 came from Jamaica, and 3, you know, were African Americans born in the U.S. And there's 1 woman in there. And it just was a difficult thing moving up, okay, because at least 2 or 3 times somebody had looked at me straight in the eye and said, well, what are you doing here? You will not make it in here. This is not a place for you. But I had a person, a partner that I worked with who just liked people.
Okay.
And if you did the right things, you did the work well, he just took to you.
Okay.
So there's a partner called Don Wood.
Okay.
Very portly looking gentleman who loved his food. But he appreciated good work.
Okay.
So I did the work, and he gave me the credit, and every now and then we'll do things. We'll go to make a presentation, and when we get there, he will say, no, you do the presentation, you did the work. And so he gave me the chance to learn and to grow quickly.
And the confidence as well, I guess.
Yes. And so till today, it's difficult to imagine that as black as I am, in Wisconsin, I would go to places that had never seen a black person before, and I would be selling, and they would buy, and we'll do the work and we'll move on, and it happened. It happened, but I happened to have been in the right environment and with a good person who also encouraged me. Okay, but I had to go through all sorts of other things to get there, but I just loved what I was doing.
What was the first business that you started?
Well, the first business that I started didn't become and hasn't become part of
What you're doing now.
what we're doing today.
But I want to know.
Because we actually had a company called the Nduom Development Corporation.
Okay.
Now, what does that come up with? This is NDC.
Hey!
In the 1970s.
Oh, wow.
That's the 1970s. I still have some business cards and some letterheads with that.
Not a similar logo,
It is-
it's a different logo.
No. It just says NDC, just says
Okay.
Nduom Development Corporation. So we did that. We did some selling stuff, exporting stuff to Ghana,
Okay.
medical supplies, and all sorts of things like that.
Mhm.
But that
Faded off.
it died
Okay.
peacefully.
Okay.
But when we got to Ghana, really it is the Deloitte.
Okay.
See, the Deloitte that but at the time I went to Ghana, there was no Deloitte and Touche.
Okay.
There was a Deloitte, Haskins and Sells.
Okay.
So I helped, together with some other people, to piece together what became known as Deloitte and Touche in West Africa.
Okay.
Okay, and after a couple of years, I had taken a leave of absence from Deloitte in the U.S. because they said that this guy, he keeps talking about Africa. Let him go and do a year or so and get Africa out of his system.
Okay, and then come back.
And then come back. Okay, but then there was one professor there that they wouldn't pay me. I had to go and earn fees myself. Okay, now, but that gave opportunity because then they allowed me to set up Deloitte and Touche Consulting West Africa,
Okay.
which I had to fund out of my own pocket,
Yourself. Okay.
but it became a member firm of the Deloitte International. And so they said, well, after a year or two, he'll come back. Well, after a year or two, I decided that what a wonderful world I found.
Why am I
And
going
so
back?
there's no going back to Deloitte and Touche USA. And so I stayed. So if you want to call something the first, business,
Yeah.
it was the consulting practice.
Okay.
Okay, that became known as Deloitte and Touche West Africa Consulting.
Okay. And I want to find out about some of your ventures. Which one or how many has been the most successful to you?
Let me start with Coconut Grove
Okay.
Hotels
Okay.
because it's wholly homegrown.
Yeah.
And it started from a liking to an environment,
Yeah.
peaceful ocean, water, sand, but also something that we enjoy.
Yeah.
So we built it up from scratch, planted the coconut trees
Wow.
and, all of the kinds of things. And then I also picked that one because it's a true joint venture between my wife and myself.
Yeah. So lastly, for a young entrepreneur who wants to be successful, who looks up to you, what would be some of the things that you would tell them?
Faith doesn't matter whether you're a Christian, a Buddhist, a Muslim, whatever. Faith is critical, it's important. Right from wrong, knowing the difference is important. We say your family is great, it's important because when your family gives you confidence from home, you go out there, you have all the opportunity to smile, to do whatever it is that you need to do, and be free with whoever it is that you need to work with. Okay, but now after that, we must know that there's hard work. There's hard work. Business is hard work, period.
Thank you so much for joining me on the show. I hope everybody's enjoyed the show. I know that you've been very inspired and you will go and learn more about Dr. Kwesi Nduom. Join me next week, same time, same place.